Well, top of the day to you, everybody. How are you out there in the podcast land? And today is Radio Connections with PACE. I'm your host, Gina Pagnotta Murphy, president of PACE.
I am your co-host, Ebony Walton.
I'm trying to get my little strands
Vice
of hair.
President of PACE.
Where are my little strands of hair everywhere? Oh, okay, I got it. How's everybody doing today? How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I know we swapped out on sides because she said, why we swapped sides?
I'm not going to discuss why we swapped out on
sides.
No,
you need to tell everybody out there why.
Because my head, I lean in like I'm leaning. And instead of going out, I'm coming in.
That's now she's going to be leaning this way. Okay. So don't. All right. Wait. Okay. Well, anyway, let's do a prayer shout out.
Yes.
You just got some disturbing news.
Yes. One of our supervisors, his mom just passed yesterday. So we want to keep Mr. Dyer in our prayers.
And is that Evan Dyer?
Evan Dyer.
Mother. Condolences from PACE to Mr. Evan Dyer's mother. We're with you in prayer, and everybody send a prayer to that family that he be able to go through this,
losing a mom is got to be tough.
Been there.
Yeah.
My mom's passed about 8 years now, and it's still like it's yesterday. And once you lose your mother, listen to me. Well, all those that have lost your mother, but once you lose your mother, fathers too, but when you lose your mother, the whole world is different because nobody's going to support you like mom. Whether you did bad, good, ugly, and different, mom's going to be there. And when mom's gone, so if your mother is living with you today, please, no matter if she get on your nerves, take the time because when they're gone, you're going to wish you had that time back. So shout out to you all. Elsie Jefferson, who's my sorority sister, still wishing on her a speedy recovery. Hope that she gets better soon. She's been out and sick for some months and hope that'll be real better. So, and all the other ones out there that you have or know someone that has somebody that's ill and sick, we're sending out our prayers to them as well. So instead of doing an inspiration today, we're going to do a quote. I saw this and I know I probably, don't beat me up now because you know how I am. I get the elephant out the room. But this was here we go. This was a strong quote. And I don't do D.L. Hughley that much, but this right here.
All that right
there. Cat Williams say, this right here.
All of that.
His statement.
Go ahead.
Is something to think about. Okay. He said he was being interviewed on CNN and he was asked, would you still listen to Michael Jackson and R. Kelly's music, knowing what they did to kids? And DL replies, yes, I would. And then he said, just like we still sing the national anthem, knowing what America did.
Wow.
Ooh.
You heard? Wow.
Ooh.
You heard about she just sang the national anthem, but she sang the Black national anthem also with the regular one.
No, who did that? I missed that one.
Pretty lady. What's her name?
She's a singer or
yes. You know who it was? She just sang the national anthem it was for the 4th. I guess it was something going on the 4th. But when she sang the anthem for Let Freedom Ring, she sang that too. And that's considered to be the
Black national
anthem. I'm finna find
did she get twerked or tweaked or whatever they call it?
They're talking about it.
They are?
Mm-hmm.
I figure it's not what they're saying. I want to know what they're
Williams.
Saying.
That's what it was.
Vanessa Williams?
Yes.
Oh, she crossed back over?
I guess. I don't want to say anything because I like Vanessa Williams. I like Vanessa Williams.
Well, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna.
But yes, she did.
But I'm just, just saying. All you out there that know the history, just saying. Well, I'm glad she did, but and then what about Felicia Rashad? Is that ugly?
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's getting to the point now you can't say nothing.
You can't say anything.
Well, a barrage of people coming like they want to lynch you or something.
That's what it is.
She just said what she felt and been quiet all this time.
And now they talking about firing her.
And want to fire her.
Yeah.
But like somebody said, well, you know what? If what was that called? Morris Brown? What was it? If they're that concerned or that upset about it, Then give all his money back.
Give the money.
Get that money back.
They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that.
Get all that money back. And then I feel you then because you're making your point. Your point is you don't want to have nothing to do with him.
And that's you.
So then return the money, like they take the endorsements. Morris Brown, get a man his money back because I'm sure he needs.
He gonna do it.
Millions of dollars. And then you want to fire Felicia Rashad because she made a statement. Yeah. Like, can't nobody.
But when did they let him out? Last week, right? Cosby.
Yeah, like black folks can't talk. Oh,
that's just sad. You know, listen. When I saw that and they were saying, I'm gonna find a tweet because the tweets they were just talking about the national anthem. This is not the America. This is America for everybody, not just for black people. But black people wasn't free.
Well, I don't know about
then. We wasn't free until Juneteenth.
Oh, wow.
Not on July 4th. That wasn't our Independence Day. And then even for Juneteenth, even when they did free the slaves, it took 2 more years for the slaves to know that they were free. Because then folks weren't telling them they were free. So, I mean, Mexicans have Cinco de Mayo, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not knocking Juneteenth Day, but
yeah. But
that's not part of my history.
I'm so done with her in this history. Oh, she is in the back.
Can you bring me a napkin, please? Our studio audience. we have a studio audience now. We are getting large. How you doing? As when you say we have a studio audience. Our co-host.
Oh God!
Can you please bring me a napkin? Thank you. But anyway, so on the serious side, I hope they get this together because it seems like. Thank you very much. It seems like people should be able to say in true retrospect, as long as it's not hurting anyone, but you should be able to say what you have to say without someone criticizing you to the point where they tweeting you. I hate this stuff.
That's social media.
I used to call it Twitter.
Tweeter. Just last week.
Did I do that? Okay, well, tweet. Y'all know what I mean in podcast.
So yeah, they should. I mean, it doesn't make sense. They got to, and it's not a white America, it's not a black America, it's just America. We know that. But go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but before you know my age, I forget stuff. But you know what? When you said not white America and black America, I saw something kind of disturbing, but it depended on how you look at it. In Walmart. I went to Walmart. Yeah, I did. I try not to do it.
Yeah,
but I went to Walmart because I wanted to get my little grandkids some little earphones because they were killing me with this phone.
Oh.
Okay, so I went to Walmart to get some earphones. As I was walking down the aisle, guess what I saw? They had a big old aisle, a setting up of crayons and pencils. And guess what it was called? Colored crayons, colored pencils. Guess what colors was in it? Brown, tan, black, off-white, no green, no blue, no orange, none of that. Colored pencils.
You sure, Gina?
I meant to take a picture.
I need you to take a picture.
Absolutely. You all Google it. Google it and see, don't Walmart carry colored pencils? Where are you going to, might as well say black people. Black people's colors. Black people colors, pencils, crayons. I mean, when you look at both sides of that, I can see the positive on it. And then I see the negative. What are you really trying to say, Walmart? I mean, what you really trying to say? So anyway,
by the way,
now, she's directing me on, trying to block out. She blocking. She trying to see. Wait, get the camera right. Okay, but anyway, that was a shock to me. So
I don't know. I hadn't seen it.
Well, next week I will take a picture. I'm going specifically into Walmart, take a picture of it, let you all see it, and then I'm going to call corporate office. What does this mean, and who manufactured this? What was the intent? It didn't have any slogan or nothing.
Just do but then again, because I guess it's just a sensitive subject. But colors is colors. You would think multicolors, not just 3 different colors.
This said colored. There's a difference. Color pencils, color crayons, but colored. What does colored mean? Well,
what does that mean?
I don't know. I believe I was in the tan section. Anyway, I ain't messing with you.
Mulatto.
I am, but at one time it says other. On application, I check other. Yeah, because I didn't have nothing. Then I put down there mulatto. So they take the line out now, and you just check other.
Okay. No name for what you are, huh?
Yeah, I'm one of them called. What you call them dogs? That mutts?
A mutt.
I didn't say. I can talk about me. You can't.
And I can talk about you. I can talk about you while you're right here.
Yeah, you can.
It's
your podcast. I'm sorry. What's the song of the week?
It's with
you
Shanice.
Pick this out.
I love your smile.
I do. I love your smile.
Oh, thank you. I like yours too. I was listening to your thing that you've been talking about, DJ Cassidy.
Oh, did you hear it?
I listened to part 3. It took me all the way back.
I told you it would. You guys,
I love music.
DJ Cassidy.
Please
Google it, YouTube it. I mean, he is off the chain. He goes back and get he gets these like artists that you hadn't heard from in a long time, right? And then after that, he lets you see them and they sing into the track and all, and then he just be jamming. But it is very. It brought me to tears because some of those songs I forgot I even liked. But it's wonderful. So go ahead and check it out. It's called DJ Cassidy. Pass the mic, especially look at the BET version. Go on YouTube and just pull him up, DJ Cassidy. He has a whole slew of stuff, and it's great. So I Love Your Smile by Shanice.
He had Bobby Brown on, and the way it's just artistic. The way he does it. He first had on. He went through the whole New Edition line back to back. He went. It was so good.
Yeah,
it was so
I forgot
good.
some of these artists. Yes, I forgot some of these artists even existed. Ray, what's his name? Ray Parker Jr. I was freaking out.
Yeah,
Jack and Jill. I forgot that song. He said up there.
On there.
Yeah, that's good. He
Johnny Gill.
That was his thing. So shout out to
come
DJ
on and sing. They he just pull them in and then they just automatically. Like I know they rehearse some kind of way, but it's nice.
Like you need to learn how to just snap.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
All right. Anyway, back to our podcast. Movie of the week. Your choice.
Again, so I saw Mary J. Blige, the movie My Life.
I forgot that was coming out.
Oh my goodness. It's on Amazon Prime.
Is it gonna make me cry?
Maybe.
Is it a tearjerker?
It's not really a tearjerker, but it's kind of like it's just the struggle that she went through. And if y'all know Mary J., when she's singing, her best records are the ones when she really pouring her heart out when she's struggling. And Puff Daddy was on there because he helped her with her
oh yeah, that's right.
Career. Yeah, he picked her up, and it's just intimate. So
I can watch that when I'm feeling a little down and I need to cry.
No, you want to watch it before then.
Oh,
because and then at the end she just really 100% real with real talk. I didn't know she really dealt with depression the way she dealt with it.
Wow.
Suicide.
We talked about that on our podcast when we first started. Wow.
And she in our community, or not just in our community, but I know I was raised, and you've said this to me, and my mom said this to me about a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about someone else in the family, and I was saying, well, yeah, when this happened, this is what I did. And my mom looked at me and she said, Emily, nobody ever know when something bothering you, because you don't speak about it.
You don't have no emotions.
And I said, really? I said, but I mean, it's not on purpose. It's just, I know a person can't fix my problem. So what am I just expressing or telling?
Being hard.
No, that's just how I've always been.
Well, no, nobody can fix your problems, but if you hold a lot of that stuff in, it causes physical anxiety, and you start having headaches, and you start having physical aches.
Well, I talk about them, just not to people. I write it on my paper, or I'll pray about it, but I don't just really talk to somebody else, because what am I talking about?
So
that's me. That's just how I've always been.
A good therapeutic situation is writing it out on paper.
Yeah.
But the problem is if you start answering yourself.
No, I don't do that. And I used to do once a year, because I really don't cry all the time, but once a year I would go into a hotel, a couple of days, 3 days. The first day I would just cry. I would think of something to make me just be emotional. And then it's a cleansing experience. I'm serious. You ought to try it. It's good. But what I said I will do, since after my mom said it and everybody, I still don't talk about, I'm not.
So let me get this straight.
I'm just not going to verbalize everything all the time. I'm not that person.
So let me get this straight.
What?
I'm going to sit down and plan out on the calendar.
Listen.
On this weekend, I'm going to Days
I will show you in my thing. I will put on here today.
To cry.
Yep. That's how bad.
I'm not laughing at her. I have never heard that
emotional.
Before.
I'm not.
So maybe that's something you need to talk through.
That's what I said. I was going to go to EAP myself.
Why you're not emotional?
Well, I know why I'm not emotional.
I'm scared because when you break, oh my God, you might break.
I don't really break like that. I mean, when I do, it's in times when I should.
Those are the kind of people you got.
It's like I said, but I've majored in psychology. I got an associate's in it, and I know how it can be.
Them the ones that's the craziest.
Let's move along. We ain't got no. I'm not gonna keep talking about. That's why I don't talk about my stuff because it's right there. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
But we love you, Ebony, and you do.
But I will go to EAP just because
EAP?
It's not EAP because it's
What's
not
that water.
I've been ripping and running all morning. I'm tired.
No, laying all funny aside, because we do this sometimes to keep the seriousness sometime down at the level. Because Lord knows we've gone through a lot of stuff. But yeah, if you finding yourself where it's hard to cry and you just hard and you know it and you start knowing it, reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
Don't hold that stuff in because it makes you sick and it's not helping anybody. And you're not helping yourself. No. You can write in a journal, it's therapeutic. That's great. But you still need to have someone that you can talk to, that you can trust. And that's in confidence. And that's somebody, sometimes you might have to reach out to a therapist or pay. And if you have a good friend, reach out to them and talk, or to a family member. But I found sometimes people say family members are worse.
They are.
To talk
I
don't know.
Mm-mm.
But
when I first started with the job, I did go to the EAP services. I used them, but I'm not even gonna go about the issue. Well, no, I will because it was good. But the lady that was doing the EAP, so right when I first got to 911 with the city of Atlanta, 2011, I had just got out of my divorce. My ex-husband had moved on, right? And this lady, she was a much older woman than me. So when I get to EAP, had my first meeting, the woman looked just like my ex-husband's
in there before
previous that current girlfriend. And I just can't keep sitting in here talking to her because she was like identical to. I said, never mind, I'm not gonna go no more. And so I stopped going.
You just should have asked for somebody else.
Back then they really didn't have too many more people. Now they have a little more people. So I said I was gonna, when I come back from my trip this week, I'm going to set up just do a check. Check in for myself.
Even therapists and psychiatrists checks in.
It's nothing wrong. I've never seen a problem with seeing somebody for anything.
So we're just reaching out and giving a shout out to EAP with the city. But normally EAP, you can go there and talk to them about anything you would like to, but they're specifically set up for your job. And we met with them. We had them on the show last week. The clinicians to talk about their services, and we also requested that let us know if they're having some issues on your job that they see is not getting done or whatever. Just not to put your business to us, just let us know to tell you to reach out to your union so that we can address it. So that will be fine.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're gonna I'm gonna check out my life of Mary J. Blige. So hot topics. What's the hot topics? We got anybody want to call in this chatting? Want to chat? In the meantime, we talk about that building in Miami. They still finding people.
Still finding people.
Oh my gosh, that is an awful thing. Awful thing.
They are.
Listen, if you're on the podcast and you want to say something, or you want to just drop in a line or two in the chat box, and we'll be able to see you, read you, and respond to you, whatever you want to talk about.
And Miss Alicia Brown and Latasha Luke, we see you guys over here. You guys want to talk.
Shows that she is a
Joseph. I'm not even gonna try that last name, but if y'all want to talk, go ahead. You can go in the regular chat or the private chat to let us know.
Hey Joseph,
Mr. Solo.
Hey Joseph, congratulations. We worked it out this morning for you, didn't the Pace work it out for you?
Hey Katina,
we worked it out for you. You got your vacation. I hope you have a good time. Call me after the podcast and we'll chat a little more if you need my help some more. But I'm glad you were able to get your vacation. I had to do one of those hard,
Why?
Always. They call me because they refuse to give them vacation.
Okay.
So we're going to get into that later
go
on.
ahead, because we got some
we
got some real good.
So you said that you heard that the country was in debt due to the pandemic.
Yes, I briefly was listening to the news this morning. They saying that the country is coming up close to getting in debt with I guess all the money that they've been lending out to I was going to say civilians, but it's not civilians, it's citizens. I'm saying civilians because I'm just thinking a job. It's all in my look at my
okay. So anyway, so at this point, The country is in debt. They need to be in debt. Heck, we pay all that money into it, taxes and stuff. I mean, we need to do whatever. Other countries is paying their citizens not to come to work every month, giving them a salary until they can get this thing done. So, hey.
They need to do. And then you heard this morning, I woke up to the news, a 14-year-old, I believe he's 14. He died. Took the Pfizer the second time and died. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. From taking the vaccine, unless I'm not giving you the vaccine. Nut.
Oh.
But God. That is so sad. I don't know what issues he had, what ailments he already had, but he was 14. So they said that they're going to do an investigation and check out, see what's going on.
I pray hard that it wasn't from.
I'm hoping it was something vaccine. He had, and maybe
because we don't need to put the fear out there. But the news is it pisses me off.
Yeah.
But you guys, if you know, it's a personal choice to me.
It is.
If you are taking the vaccine, do so. I mean, if you feel okay to do it, take the vaccine. The ones that's taking it have taken it. We appreciate it because there's so much of. I was told a herd, what they call the herd of the population. I think it's 75% or something like that, or I can't remember the percentage, but it will help eliminate or downplay the numbers of cases. So we want you to all to just be educational about it and make it the choice that you have to make. Right now, it's not mandatory, but we encourage you all to take the shot as a union to the employees, but we're not promoting.
If you don't feel comfortable, as with anything, I did it because I was still working. If I was at home working, I wouldn't have done it.
I appreciate you.
But I was scared to go to work. It was, to me, the way I looked at it since I was still, we never stopped. Either you take your chances in getting it and get sick, or
take the shot.
You take the shot, and hopefully if you do get it, it won't be so bad. So to minimize.
But I appreciate you because that's why I feel comfortable being around you.
Yeah. Plus, it's just me.
And then you're okay with it. Yeah, right. But it's a personal choice, and we're gonna move on from that because you know how I feel about the vaccine. So we're gonna.
And Miss Laws or Mr. Laws, the documentary of Mary J. Blige says she shows that she's a phoenix riser. She is
resilient.
She is resilient. That woman.
Say that word. You try.
Resilient.
Yeah.
I know how to say the word resilient.
Okay.
But when you watch that, I don't even know no other word to describe it besides real. It was just real.
So I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Genuine.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Man.
Okay, I got something. I got something that's not really something that we folks kind of in our arena, but I just want to know. Do you all out there think that Jennifer Lopez should have went back to Ben Affleck? I had to ask. That's the white side of me.
Sure is.
I had to ask. So anybody out there that do follow Jennifer Lopez, just something to be out there just to say.
And I like Ben Affleck.
Yeah, but do you think she should have went back real quick? Y'all just chatted.
I didn't know she was back with him.
Yeah, she all in like she didn't love.
Maybe that's the second time
she got a problem. Jennifer got a problem. She need to go back to Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy. Who was Puff Daddy? Puff Daddy.
She need to go back to Puff Daddy. That's what a problem is. What they say? Once you go black, you can't go back.
Well, she went to the other side, so she went.
He just like me.
Oh, he's a mulatto.
Yeah, he's mulatto.
Okay.
Jennifer Lopez, going back to Puff Daddy and be just settle down. Child, you all over the place.
She's so beautiful.
Yeah, I do like her though.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But Ben Affleck gonna run her in the ground.
Yes.
So we had enough little laughter today, and we're gonna still laugh. Let's get to the discussions.
Okay.
Return to the city of Atlanta. How you guys feel about that out there in podcast land returning? We just want you to know that the union had asked that we wait to return at least until after a week later after the 4th of July.
And sporadically return.
Yeah, sporadically return to make sure to see the numbers are going down within the city. Well, they heard us, but it didn't happen that way. But I think incognito, they like to do stuff that the union asks, but they don't
They're not going to say the union had anything to do
with it. They don't like to give us credit.
This is just something they came up with.
Yeah, so incognito, they're allowing people still to be out a little bit, blaggering in without saying, hey, the union and I discussed this and we're going to go along with what they suggested. But it's okay. As long as we get what we want done for you, it's fine. They can take all the credit in the world, anything they want to do. It don't matter to me. I'm not a title person and I'm not one to make a lot of money. Just as long as I'm here and you are here, passionate about working for you guys who's in our union to make sure that you're getting the best of what you can get. Yeah. And we're there to support you. So, but I do know a lot of people are going to, and we asked the city to do a survey to everybody before we came back to find out, are you planning on returning? Because we got a lot of people. I'm getting a lot of people that's retiring. And
don't say that.
A lot of people that with council, mayor, department heads. Oh, yeah. Well,
but this is
okay. So just tell me what I don't need to do, because I was talking.
I just did.
Okay, and I said it anyway.
You
didn't know.
I just did. I don't know what else to.
She's my manager, commentator, IT person. She everything. And you all know me. When I get to starting, I'm going to say what I got to say. This is our podcast. We can say what we want to say. We got an attorney.
I understand that, but what I'm saying,
didn't we just disclaim? Didn't we roll that disclaimer?
We did, but when we have a private chat, so we have a private chat.
Oh, that's a reason. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
Somebody help me.
But anyway,
please help me.
So returning to the city, we asked them to do a survey to see who was going to actually return to the city, if you were planning on returning. They didn't do it that way, but it's okay. We just wanted to know for the benefit of them that in your department how many coming back, because you'd be surprised. Because I'm getting a lot of calls saying that they're retiring or they're leaving. Some people are leaving the city, not even going to another job. They just tired and frustrated because they say we don't have leadership. They don't know where we're going. I mean, people in influential positions, not just field people. I mean, we got people that were some of our alliances, in the city to help us with our needs, are quitting, have quit. Yep. To be honest with you, we lost some good people.
So just before I forget, because I might forget this. So for our 911, I know you said we was going to have a meeting coming up soon within the next 2 weeks for them, because a lot of things some of the members have been signing papers or having meetings with management heads that it's probably putting them in a situation that can probably get them in the end. If it's like you go on, you incriminating yourself once you sign that paper. And one of them didn't even read the paperwork all the way. And when I read it, I said, why would you sign this after you look at it? So what we're noticing is there are a lot of people that just don't know their rights, period, as an employee and then as a member of the union. And you have rights. You do not have to sign paperwork, especially if it's going to come back and incriminate you. You say, let me get my union representative, let them go over this paperwork with me. And then if that's okay for you to sign, or whatever needs to be doing it, or whoever needs to be looking at it or looking into it, I just don't know. But they have these meetings because so what they've been doing is they've been having meetings with HR and some of the employees that are on FMLA, our department heads, and some of the employees that are on FMLA. It's not the problem that you're having the meetings with the employees to get them to understand how FMLA works, but it's when you just targeting employees that are only using the FMLA currently, because that should be something that everybody should be a part of, right? Absolutely. If I need to understand how FMLA works, whether I'm on it or not, we need to know. So a couple of them came and asked me about it. And I said, well, what is it? What happened? Well, they asked these questions. And so the paper, you don't have it, do you? One of the questions, it's a checkoff list that they have them to sign.
I think it's about the third or fourth question down.
It's the third or fourth question. I have it on my phone somewhere. And it states that you have to give a certain amount of time
in advance that know that you're going to be out sick. Who does this?
And you already on FMLA. And their questions was, I'm on FMLA. Why are they asking me more questions as to how I'm using my FMLA or how to use my FMLA?
First of all, let me chime in
Go
as
ahead.
the president of this union for you, representing you. You do not have, let me repeat that before I get started.
Go ahead.
You do not, NOT, have to sign anything that you are not comfortable with. No matter what they say to you, no matter how they threaten you, you do not have to sign any document that you are uncomfortable with. What you do is say, I would like to refer or confer with my union rep to see if this is something that I need to sign that's in my best interest, and what options do I have if I do not sign. Mm-hmm. Your leadership is there to make you or encourage you to sign documents for their processes. However, sometimes some processes are created by people that should not be creating these processes. Mm-hmm. And have not vetted it with the union, have not even vetted it with their upper management. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying to you, do not sign anything that you are not comfortable with. And of course, please, by all means, read the document. Don't sign your John Hancock and then later don't know what you just got yourself into. Yeah. And then the union got to come behind the 8 ball behind you trying to save you. And you already signed the document. So that leads to that new vehicle policy document that they got out. And I did send an email to the commissioner of HR, because I got a lot of emails and calls from members saying that they're not comfortable with this point system, with this thing. And did we vet it? No, we did not. But I did talk to the commissioner, DCOO, Jackie Robinson, who's the originator of the fleet services of this document. And he did say that anything that we find that's dramatically in error or whatever, he's willing to talk about it and make some changes. But in the meantime, I asked for an extension because a lot of departments was given deadlines for these documents to be signed. And then the way they were giving it to these employees was just handing it to them, say, this is the new policy, take it, sign it, and give it back by this day. I think it was July the 2nd or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I asked for an extension so that we can look at it, vet it, make sure that everything is good. And then I also suggested that from one of our members had made this suggestion. It was a great idea. And we adopted it. And I sent it to Mr. Jeffrey Norman, who's the commissioner of HR, to have HR do a virtual townhouse meeting with department heads, with their employees in HR to explain the document. Yeah. And then after that, you request that, go ahead and sign your document.
I don't know they just implement stuff and that's just it.
Throw it out there. But you know what? When the employees don't know no better,
they don't.
That help embellish the wrongdoings of some leadership that's not doing good.
When this employee brought this to me and I'm reading it and it's got all this and it says employee responsibility, employee must provide a 30 days notice for foreseeable leave and notice no later than 5 business days after the employee's absence. Employee must attempt to schedule medical treatment to avoid unduly disruption to the operation of the E911 center.
No, FMLA and intermittent FMLA, meaning that you can call in and all you need to say when you call in, I am not coming in today, I am out sick, I'm taking intermittent FMLA, or I'm taking an FMLA day. That's it. They don't need to ask you, well, what's wrong with you? You don't tell them, oh, I got a cold, oh, my back ache. That's against HIPAA law. All you need to do, if you are approved for FMLA and you're completely out, you don't have to call in every day like somebody told someone they had to call in every day. That was at the airport. I heard about that.
Now, this one, they've told an employee because she filed for it, but she hadn't gotten approved. So they told her she has to call every day because they're still waiting for her approval.
Okay.
That's a couple of them that are waiting for their approval. So they still have to call in every day. But if you already have it and it's approved, you don't have to call.
And then it shouldn't take that long to get your FMLA papers approved. It should be and that's something HR, we got to deal with HR and find out why is it taking so long on something that important.
Yeah.
And if you're on intermittent FMLA, meaning that you come into work, but you still have, some issues or challenges that you have to deal with, and you're taking it, might take a day here, a day there. You just call in and say, I'm taking my FMLA intimate day today, not feeling well. That's it. Yeah. You don't have to give no explanation.
And I get where they're coming from, because at the other end, I am a supervisor, and we do have some people that use it, and they use it seem like the same particular day. Like if they off work Tuesday, Wednesday, they're going to use it every Thursday. But we can't, ain't nothing you can do. They got FMLA. It is
you
what
shouldn't
it
even
is.
be thinking like that.
That's not
because they may have doctor's appointments on every
exactly.
Thursday.
We can't control. You can't control it.
No.
But I'm saying I see the other side of it, because you are dependent on an employee to be there. But if they on FMLA, they may not be there. That's their right.
But
they
see,
have
that's where the thinking has to stop.
Yeah, but that's where they are.
If you're dependent on that employee, but you no longer can depend on that employee because they're on FMLA.
Yep.
So that thinking got to come out of your head. That way, if you get that thought out your head, well, I have an employee that I'm encouraging and hoping they get better, get back to work as fast as they can. And that's just where it is. Yep. It's not your fault that you understand.
It is what it is. No, and
it ain't nobody else's fault that you understand.
You attempt to schedule your medical treatments to avoid undo. That's not my response. As an employee, my responsibility is to myself. I come in and I do my job to the best of my ability. That's what you're supposed to. But the staffing, it's not the employee's problem. And I think that's where the issue is. They're putting the staffing on the employee. That's not our responsibility.
No, it's not.
Like, right, as supervisors, we are understaffed. We know that. So the supervisors, we take the brunt of the problems now. So if a zone is unmanned, guess who has to man it?
The supervisor.
And we have to man it from our supervisor's podium if we're sitting at because you still have to answer that outside line. So one of the supervisors gotten in trouble. She didn't get in trouble. She got questioned as to why she held a call for an extended amount of time. Well, she's doing 15 other different things at the same time. So if a call comes up and you're pending and you dispatch it, you're also a dispatcher, but then an employee or you get another call from outside, you have to handle that while you're on the phone. You can't do 5 different. So then that would be my reason, because I'm doing 10 different things at one time. I'm not just multitasking. I'm doing different duties.
Well,
that's a difference.
Well, that's 2 different things.
Yeah, exactly.
FMLA people.
No, I moved from FMLA.
But see, that's what I'm talking about.
You were still going back to FMLA?
I'm still talking about FMLA.
We were done with FMLA.
Oh, okay.
We were done with FMLA.
Well, anyway, you was confusing the mess out of me. I was just sitting, I'm like, okay. What is
but yeah, that's about? But eventually you're going to cause your supervisors to start getting ill. Because you working hard.
I understand that. You guys, y'all have.
You can't do it.
Your part of your job is really mentally exhaustion, and just being on the phone call is mentally exhausting. And so, I can understand, but the city has to take a stand. Y'all need help, and we as a union been out there. We've been in the city council. We talked to them. We put it out there. Man, and
they're hiring. Even Deputy O'Connor came down and he was like, we're hiring more people and all of that, and that's fine. But like I told him, as soon as we're hiring, because the people that are there and have been there through this pandemic and all, they're tired. So when you're hiring in, they leaving out. So you're not really gaining staff.
No, you're
just replacing it.
You're not, and because y'all have a high turnover.
Yeah, and you still have these issues with the people hadn't been paid that's been there, and now those newer employees is making what the old employees make because they didn't get that raise. I got it. I'm just saying. Okay. So that's still.
I gave her a directive.
Oh Lord. So you just have it's not even about we can't keep people there. It's a reason why you can't keep people there. Number one, the job already is a stressful job. Okay, that's one issue. But the other issues, you can't wear skirts, you can't do silly stuff.
But we made suggestions.
We did. I told you she just sent another email out 2 weeks ago asking for some suggestions. I don't have any more because
we gave a suggestion.
That was it.
We went before council and gave the suggestion.
We did.
Heck, they wound up firing the poor man.
Sure did.
Sure
did.
And I'm still got a heartburn on that. So it's I'm Chief Bryant. What's the other dude? Major V.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mess his name up this
you
time.
did.
Major V and Chief Bryant. We've already had these discussions. You don't want to do a suggestion, so we'll let the chips fall where they may. I'm not getting no more heartburn about when I make a suggestion from our group, our executive board, from our members, giving you suggestions on what to do, because apparently you're not doing it. It's not getting done. Still getting worse. And you don't want to take your own employees' suggestions. Then whatever happens at this point happens. Quit being evil. I keep saying that all the time. Quit it. But speaking of evil, we got managers out there, just not in 911, all over the place. I just had to handle a case today, but thank goodness we had a department head that probably felt the same way I felt. And it's a sad thing that I had to go to a department head, a commissioner, to handle why an employee could not get approved to take 4 days vacation. Where they do that at?
I don't know.
Where they do that at? It's unbelievable. Why? The person been working through pandemic, physically coming in while the rest of some people are teleworking and the rest of the people are just at home. And you coming in and now this person's birthday was the day. And they put in the paperwork a week ago for 4 days. And then his supervisor or manager, whoever said, denied.
Like the young lady with the 3
denied, but gave no reason. So I sent an email and I said, you know what? I got to send this above their head because I ain't got time to dialogue no more. I ain't got time to dialogue with going through no chain of command anymore. And I sent him an email, nice professional, you know, I can be professional sometimes. And I copied the commissioner on it. And I got a great response. Just out there podcast, just to let you know, that individual got his leave approved. And I'm happy for him.
That's good.
But it's sad that I had to go to a department leaded head
to get it done.
To get that done. You managers out there, quit being evil. God don't like ugly. Or whatever high power you into. They don't like ugly. Don't do it. If these employees want vacation, that's what they got the time for. I don't even want to hear about, it's messing up our operation. The operation been messed up. Because if that one person wants 4 days off and can't get it because it'll mess up your operation, you got a problem.
It's not, that's not the employee.
That's not the problem. The employee's problem. You got the problem.
It's not the employee.
I understand about some people will feel, well, that's job security. It ain't about job security no more. It's about because
people need a quality of life.
Yeah, I'm a supervisor. And when I want to take off, I want to feel comfortable that my team, and I do have an excellent team. It's probably because I'm an excellent supervisor. But I have an excellent team, and I know the work is going to get done, and they communicate with me, and I communicate with them. It's about communication and how you treat your employees to be loyal to you
and allow
to do
them
a good job.
Allow them to do a good job.
Do a good job.
Don't come in and tell them what to do.
Why? You know, I don't need them if I got to come in there and tell you what to do.
No.
Have your meetings.
We still have
your one-on-ones. Talk with them. And when you have your one-on-ones, do one-on-ones and give them some good accolades. Not all the time doing bad. I'm not a perfect supervisor, but doggone it, I'm about 99.99% effective. So I'm just saying, all you managers that's listening or anybody out there that want to share this podcast with a manager and supervisor, they need to stop being evil to their employees and subordinates and be nice. Treat these people the way you want to be treated. Because I can treat you like a dog if you want to be treated like one.
That's true. But I think mainly if HR, when you promote these employees.
Wait a minute. What did you say? HR? Like you all professional.
If HR, once you promote employees, especially if you promoted them up to supervisor position, management, whatever the position is, if you put some time in, or not even if you, but if you make sure that the department heads of that department equip those people with the tools that they need. If you're promoting to a management position, then make sure they have those management classes. supervisory, same thing. They need leadership skills because we still, that's our problem. They didn't give us those classes, or either the ones that's over us, they didn't take those classes, because the issues that we have is lack of knowledge. That's what it is. It's ignorance to what you should be doing or what you should know to do. A leader should know how to lead, not by normal, not by natural, but at least by being taught. So if you know that, okay, you give me a task to do, you give me the task to do. You've already trained me. You said, here you go, Ebony, do it. Are you going to stand over me and watch me do it? And then when you see me mess up, I hadn't come to you. You just watching me. You see me mess up. You're going to direct me the right way or the wrong way? Or you're going to wait for me to mess up and then present it to you and come to you?
They're going to direct you the way that they were taught. And
exactly.
there's a question. There's a question that says, does the city require supervisors to attend mandatory training annually hosted by DHR? No.
Never heard of it.
Because DHR don't know.
Never heard of it. Never heard of mandatory training annually hosted by DHR.
We did ask. We did. I did. Because here's the issue. And I'm going to really reach out. The executive board, we're going to really reach out and start working close with Jeffrey Norman, who's about to be the actual commissioner of HR. And this is one of those things that we ask when you come on mentioning what you just said about when you are promoted to become a supervisor or a part of that. They need to have some training.
They do.
They need to go through a training, just like if you were coming to be a clerk. You got to be, before you can be a typist, you got to take a typing test, okay, to see if you know what you're doing. So some kind of testing, maybe just training, go through some kind of training.
In-person training.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with people, you need in-person training.
Not just looking at the zero on the computer.
No. Exactly. What would you do if this employee said, we deal with real situations, stressful environment. They might be tearing up some chairs. And what you gonna do? You need to know exactly how to handle how to decompress,
employee,
deal with these employees. Because even I myself, I don't like to deal with difficult people. I don't like to. And so what I do is I just let them say what they're going to say. And in your mindset, you know how you were raised. And so you go back to what you know. And if you haven't been taught anything other than what you know, that's what you're going to give them. And that's not really right for them.
But some supervisors are not meant to be supervisors, and they are.
They not,
and it's not knocking anybody
you're right.
personal, but your personality sometimes does not warrant you. That's part of being a leader.
It is.
You got to know how to talk to people. You got to have humility,
you like people.
Humble, and you got to like
you
people.
Definitely have to like them.
Absolutely got it.
You gotta like them.
And there's another comment: as supervisors are promoted, leadership training should be mandatory.
It should be
mandatory, especially if the supervisor is sworn and staff is majority civilians.
Sworn or civilian.
I don't want
sworn gets their training. They get supervisor.
I don't
training.
want no sworn over you guys.
No, we don't. But I'm saying right now we do have it. But most of the sworn right now, when they transfer up, they give them those training classes because we trying to get into them.
Somebody.
It's in-house. Yeah, it's in-house. It's all of it's in-house. Well, at least they get the in-house. We don't even get in-house. Is what I'm saying. Maybe, we don't get anything.
But we need to look at getting some of that mandatory.
We do.
All kind of training when you get promoted to be a manager and a leader of people. You need to learn and because everybody is not born to be a leader.
No, you're not.
And people say, well, you can be taught to be a leader. I have a difference of opinion. You can't be taught to be a leader.
Because who you are is who you are. And that's what's going to prevail all the time. We have one supervisor. She really be trying sometimes, but it's just not who she is. So when she gets back to who she is, she going to walk in that building and she ain't going to tell you nothing. And you got to communicate because we need to know if we're going to be in holdover. These employees need to know not 5 minutes before, not 2 minutes before, but they need to know what's going on. But because you're not a people person, or the day you woke up on the roadside of bed, or you got supervisors in here that you don't like, you're not gonna talk. You're just gonna come in.
Well, let me say this. Let's get to the real deal a little bit here. And some may take this the wrong way, but it is about because you need to know about your union. First of all, leaders, because we are a diversified group of employees, we have mixture of unclassified grades 19 and above, and we have some grades 18 and below that we have in the union. And you may be a supervisor that has a subordinate that's in the same union, which we do.
And we do. We have
but let me tell you this, employees, the subordinates, and supervisors and managers. And Ebony can tell you my heartburn, and when I get really upset, is when you do a member wrong, when you intentionally do a member wrong. You should know on your staff as a leader who's in your union. Who's in your union?
You should.
You should know. And if you don't, you should ask, and you should talk to your steward. And when it's time to do disciplinary actions to that employee, that's the first thing that should come out of your mouth. Are you in the union? And if you are, then you have the right to representation. But you do not, and I repeat it, all sincerely heart, you will not, and you do not mistreat my members, period. Whether you're a member or you're not a member, I look at you as being a member to uphold all integrity as much as possible, being in this elite organization called PACE. We're a professional association of city employees. And I do not support anybody that intentionally do harm to another member. Now, we have employees that just ain't going to do the right thing.
We do.
But you need to know your codes, supervisors and leaders. You need to know 114-528 calls for action. You need to know when they do wrong, how you start progressive steps of discipline. Dot your I's, cross your T's, and document. And at that point, there's nothing I can say and nothing a rep can say but ask for leniency.
That's it.
But when we get in that meeting with you and find out you've been ugly and evil, it's going to turn around. And it's not even going to be about that employee anymore.
Nope.
Now it's going to be addressed to you. So I'm saying to you, PACE is a good organization to be in.
It's very good.
We can protect you as much as we can as long as we follow in the codes. But we will not tolerate just people being ugly to other people. And then you're going to have to answer to me. And I'm just telling you, I don't like that. There's a way to deal with people. I'm out here fighting. You out here fighting. We still employees as well. We have jobs to do. I don't get paid for this. You don't get paid for this. You elected us. And this is what we do as your executive board, and we represent, and we do good at it. And we help people. Oh, people know that got fired and came back because of PACE and got all their money back. And every time you make a phone call right away, we jump right on and help you and get your cases resolved. And right now, I've already getting ready to have a battle, because it's going to be a battle, because we're getting ready to bring up the unclassified personnel that have no rights at all. They're letting go. People are walking out of there and getting phone calls saying we no longer need your services. Don't come back without cause and all of this because you're at will. This is a challenge that we've already sent. I've already created a letter, sent it to Commissioner Norman and City Council, and asking them and telling them what's going on, that we are requesting that if you are an unclassified employee and you've given so many years of service, that's the years we got to kind of debate on, you showing loyalty, you should be what they call vested. I'm tired of seeing 20-year veterans employees, because they're at what they call at will, walking out the door for no reason because a new leader come in. I don't like you. I don't like you. What is it saying?
Mike Williams just made
okay,
comment.
right here.
Yes.
Supervisors, treat your employees the way that you would want to be treated if you need help. This is from our regional rep. They just texted us and wanted me to say this to you guys. Again, I'm going to repeat it. From Mr. Pulliam said, supervisors, treat your employees the way that you want to be treated if you needed help. That is exactly right. Thank you for that.
Yes.
And so we're fighting for you guys every day. Ebony came up with this idea with the podcast, which is a wonderful thing. And if you all know me, I'm a hands-on, in-your-face type meeting person. I don't know all of this technology stuff. I had to learn because of pandemic. And I be on her all the time like I'm paying you and the boss, but she's right there, Johnny on the spot for you guys. And we're bringing you this podcast because we want you to know what's going on in the city, have a little fun, get your feedback. This is the only way, the cheapest way out instead of sending mailings, and that we can communicate with you. And so we want to know, we want to hear your suggestions. You can call in, chat in, email us, and just tell us what you want to talk about on next week's topic.
Yes.
You can also submit song of the week, movie of the week, something that you saw that might be beneficial to people to look at. And let's just have a discussion. And we don't know everybody that's out there. We're not going to call you out because you listen to the podcast, because some of you are probably still a little
and don't want to be called,
want to be known and all.
Yeah.
But as long as you're in the union with PACE, we have wonderful reps. We have Anna Abato. We have Michael Pulliam, love him to death. We have Rita Cherry, who is a great attorney. And Rita used to work for the city.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, we have. But we have good representation, and you got your executive board that fights for you behind the scenes, and you all don't even know some of this stuff. You know what? Really, they have no clue.
They have no.
Because I don't go out and broadcast like you want to do a newsletter, and I tell everybody, say, "Well, Jeannie, they should not." No, I don't like tooting my own horn. Long as the stuff get done, right? Because that time when you told me to come up, and I almost didn't come up, and y'all was presenting me with I came up there looking like he done did it.
She thought she was finna go up there fighting.
Yeah, I was ready. I had on my jogging pants. I had on a sweatshirt. I was coming up there to ready. Where? Who I need to see?
That's the only way you're gonna get her to go somewhere.
Who I need to see?
Tell her somebody needs some help. She coming.
I'm coming. But when you talk about coming out and just to hang out, I work 24, 7 days a week. I give the city of Atlanta, so you all know, from 10 o'clock to 6:30, Monday through Friday. That's what I do for the city. I do the work as a fleet supervisor, okay? After 6:30 till 10 o'clock in the morning, 7 days a week, I'm working union, because you guys will call and need help, and I'm there on the spot for you. Either I'm going to refer you somewhere, or I'll make some phone calls, or I'll send some emails right then and there and try to get you a resolve. And some of the stuff, like the 911 operators, got that increase in salary. Now we're going to deal with some ones that kind of got caught out in the loop. Now we're going to work on trying to get some more money for all employees. Yes. We need a cost of living raise. There's a time and place to do things, though. And some of the things like coming back to work, or what was some of the stuff that they didn't know that we brought forward? We done a lot of stuff that the administration accepted, but they act like it was theirs. They didn't say it was the union, but it's okay. But there's a lot of things that you guys got going on. Oh, I know the big one. The pay, the COVID pay.
Oh yeah, the COVID.
They said they wasn't talking about giving y'all no COVID pay. How did they get that COVID pay in that time? Remember, we piggyback off the DeKalb County. Was it you? Somebody sent that to me.
I did,
and you did. And I said, hey, so guess what we did? We typed it up for City of Atlanta. We what you call paraphrase. You used to get in trouble in school when you used to cheat on somebody else's paper. But we typed it up and sent it on through. And guess
they
what?
were getting it. Yes, they
were. Yeah, they were getting it, but we wasn't. And they did adopt it. Now, did the city council or did the mayor, or did whoever adopted, piggyback and say it's their pay? I don't care, because guess what? It happened. We got it. Now, it stopped, and there's nothing that we can do, but, we just keep on working for you. And is any time that you want us to do anything that we don't know about, you all are our ears and eyes out there. So just keep us posted. What we got here?
They were saying in college and incentive pay, but we've asked them. Remember, we asked them about that college pay. How civilians don't get that money anymore.
No, not now. But we're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about. We haven't gotten an update though from
no update. If you are probably that's why you all need to stay in tune with us on this podcast, and you tell you when we're going before council making presentations. Some of the stuff you are asking, we have put in the presentation. I resubmitted it to, hey, when we going to get an answer? We did get about 5 people to respond to my email over the weekend. And I guess they thought I was crazy because this is the 4th of July.
Yeah,
and I'm still up here working.
Still work.
But the council people did, I will not give names, but they did respond. They will look at it this week and get back with me about the unclassified employees, what we can do to give them an opportunity to have some type of rebuttal when instead of people just firing them at will or at cause. So we got definitely working hard for you. So we're coming to the end of our closing because I hear Medea's in the house. And that's our cue to end this podcast. Hello, Mr. Alex. That is our co-host, our studio audience. But anyway, we appreciate you guys forever, ever, ever. And thank you for being on our podcast. Emily, do you have any closing remarks? Huh?
No.
Oh,
you got, well, I'm finna be going out of town, so I'm finna
you have a safe journey. You have a safe journey. Oh, that's right, because your mate has had loss in his family.
But I'm not going, but I'm going to get in the sand.
Oh, you ought to stop. You ought to say you're supposed to be going down there for a funeral.
I am. I'm both. I'm doing both. I just went to my own.
See how the dark people do? You see how the dark? I would have never said that. Okay. You know.
All right, forgive me.
Oh, by the way, also, if y'all think I'm kidding, go to Walmart and find them colored pencils.
I'm going.
And colored crayons, not colored. Might as well put. No, I ain't gonna say that.
I'm gonna say,
yeah. Because go to Walmart, and I want to know if somebody can find out for me why they did that. Okay. Well, this is Radio Connections with Pace. Thank you for joining our podcast today. We'll see you next week on Tuesday.
Go look at that Mary J. Blige show.
Yes, I'm going to look at it tonight.
Please go look. It's going to, oh my gosh.
Take care, everybody.
Have a good one.
Be safe and see you next Tuesday, same time, same back station. No, same Pace station. Yeah, that's what we do. Pace station.
Have a good one.
Bye, y'all. Love you.